Hi, Dr. Rose from Rose Cabinet Medicine here. Today I want to talk to you a little bit about the stress response and how we can support ourselves into having a more resilient, healthier stress response so we don't just get skyrocketed into anxiety, rage, panic, those sorts of things. So let's see. So we have the sympathetic part of the nervous system, which is fight or flight. You're probably familiar with that. And the parasympathetic, which is rest and digest. And you notice I go like this because when one of them's turned on, the other one's turned off. So one of the things we can do to help bring down our overactive stress response is bring up our parasympathetic part of our nervous system. And one of the most effective ways to do that, and quick, is through our breath. So I'm sure this is not the first time you've heard of this. You know, if you're stressed out, take a deep breath. But what's going on with that is when we breathe in, our heart rate speeds up a little bit and we're in a slightly more parasympathetic or sympathetic tone. And when we breathe out, our heart rate slows down and we're in more of a parasympathetic tone. So the difference between breathing in and breathing out with our heart rate is called heart rate variability. And it turns out that the bigger the difference between the heart rate when you're breathing in and the heart rate when you're breathing out, if those are really variable, it's highly correlated with having a much healthier stress response, lower incidences of heart attacks, live longer, healthier, all that sort of thing. So we're trying to build a resilient stress response. It's not realistic to think that we can have a life without stress. So what can we do to build our resilience? And working with your breath is one of the things that's available to everybody. So anytime you extend the length of your out breath, you are working to increase your parasympathetic tone. So a simple exercise that you can try is called four square breathing, or I think square breathing is another term. But basically the idea is you're going to have your breath in 4 different stages. You're going to breathe in, you're going to suspend your breath, you're going to breathe out, and you'll suspend your out breath. 4 different stages, and you can do it to a count that is equal. So breathe in for a count of 2, hold for a count of 2, breathe out for a count of 2, hold the breath out for a count of 2. Or if you count faster, use a count of 4 or 6. And you can do this at any time, and it helps regulate your nervous system. Now, we here in the Essential Wellness community have an amazing trick up our sleeve that we can add to a breathing exercise like that makes it even more powerful. We have essential oils that we take in through our nose. And I just wanted to tell you a little bit about why essential oils are so brilliant for changing our brain state, changing our emotional state, changing our nervous system, and helping us become less overstimulated and more resilient to stress. So in our brain, we have a structure called the thalamus. And the thalamus is sort of like the gatekeeper of our sensory system. So when we taste something, our receptors go to the thalamus, and then the thalamus decides where to send that information in the brain. When we see something, when we hear something, all these different things go through the thalamus first. The sense of smell, however, bypasses the thalamus and goes straight through our olfactory bulb to our amygdala, which is where we process our big survival emotions. So it is very instantaneous, and it can have immediate downstream effects, whether we need something that's going to be stimulating to the brain or calming to the brain or somehow expansive to the brain. So we have our amazing Adaptiv touch. or the Adaptiv that you put in the diffuser. And anytime so I love the capsules. I think they're really brilliantly designed and very effective. But the oils are going to be there throughout the day to support your healthy nervous system response to stress. So you're going to want to use it regularly throughout the day. And the oils in here are balanced between oils that are stimulating and oils that are calming. So it has an overall adaptive response. So our body can go for what we need in there. I also just want to introduce really briefly our emotional aromatherapy line. So if you're not familiar with these oils, they are all formulated specifically to help balance our emotions, and they have names which make it very easy to choose what you need. So here's an oil called Cheer. So you can tell, like, oh well, I'm feeling a little blue. I'll reach for the Cheer, and that will immediately go through my nose into my amygdala and help uplift my mood. Forgive is one of my favorites. It's like walking in the forest, and we all know that when we walk in the forest, we feel a little more calm. Peace is another great one. So we know that these oils can have instant effects in the brain, but then we have to keep reapplying them, and having the diffuser going in your living space, in your office, in your bedroom is one of the most effective ways to just get a nice, gentle, steady state effect on the brain. All right, I hope that was helpful for you. Don't forget to use your oils frequently. Small, frequent daily doses is the way to have the best effect. Thank you.